Hey, RetconRaider here. Today's video is dedicated to the Raiders, the fine folks who helped make this series possible. With special thanks to Anerdinwarpaint, Antonio Hernandez, Matthew Holmquist, Nathan Welch Jr., and Valinrook. Thanks for your support, guys. That said, let's get started. And welcome back to Wasteland 3, as we get our first thorough look at the bazaar. Now, even at a glance, we did see that there are several colorful characters here for us to meet, so this might actually end up eating the majority, if not all, of the episode. But I will try to keep things moving. Let's get to it.
Ooh, you look hurt. Head to Dr. Coldcuts to get patched up before you leave.
Why, thank you. We will do just that.
Dr. Coldcuts can cure what ails ya. Why, hello. Name's Hirsch, Lev Hirsch, but you can just call me Dr. Coldcuts. What do you need?
Now, we don't actually want him to treat us. That would cost us our third eye mutation. Why is your name Coldcuts?
Oh, used to be the veterinarian/butcher here back in the day. Learned all about how the body works by carving up meat. Animal meat, of course. When Doc Kessler passed, well, I inherited the position.
That is reassuring. Can you tell us a bit about the bazaar?
Not much. Got all kinds of traders here, selling all sorts of junk. The heart of this place is meat, though. Pig meat is a luxury not everyone can afford. Anyway, got a bit of a pickle of late. Something murderous roaming the Warrens. Some say it's the old monster army leader, the Cyclops come back from the dead and hunting us. Bunch of BS if you ask me, but something's down there. Talk to Flab if you haven't already.
Do you sell any medical supplies?
Ah, the self-medicating sort. Sure, take a look.
Okay, so pretty standard. A nice assortment of medical gear, including a few high-tier items. Though those obviously come with a hefty price tag, plus some pretty nasty potential drawbacks. Those first aid stations are tempting, but I don't think we actually have a high enough skill to even use them. Alright, well, we are going to do some shopping here, so I'll tell you what. Let's go ahead and sell off all that junk we've been toting. That should hopefully get us a few thousand to play with. And we will go on a quick little shopping spree. 7,000, not bad. Though, the sad thing is they did actually just nerf Antiques Appraiser. If we were still using the pre-patch version, we might have pulled something closer to $15,000 or even $20,000. But that's fine. I think we can still work with this. We'll take all of those medic packs. We'll round out our injury kits. I think we've got 13 right now. And we might pick up some med hypos. Those are good for emergency healing. Nah, we'll hold off for now.
Get your protective gear here.
Too expensive.
I can't believe we missed the
Wonder
sale
if
at
I can talk him
Piscatelli's.
down.
A reek of tobacco and tannin surrounds this wizened, dark-skinned woman. Without breaking eye contact, she swaps her chewed-down cigarette stub for a fresh one and lights it before she speaks.
Huh, you look like tough sorts. Patriarch sent you? Whoever you are, we can certainly use your help. Some kind of beastie down in the Warrens or something. Talk to Flab up the stairs.
You're Talbot? Rather than answer, she takes a long drag of her cigarette. Your question does not seem to have impressed her. Okay. What do you sell?
Kinda depends on who's buying. For you, leather goods, protective gear, armor. Up to you if you want to deflect stabbings or look like a badass. Either way, I have you covered.
Well, alright then. Let's have a look at your goods.
That's why I'm here.
Again, pretty standard. Looks like she's got 2 full sets of every generic mid-tier armor. There is some decent stuff here, but nothing I think we're actually going to burn cash on. This is all stuff that we could theoretically find in standard armor cases. Ooh, but we will take some of these mods. Yeah, we'll grab all 3 of the mid-tier mods. I have to say, though, I am not as much a fan of the high-tier mods. They do offer greater benefits, but they also come with pretty steep costs. Actually, minus 5% accuracy is not that bad. At least, it won't be by the time we can actually use this thing. Yeah, we'll take that. Hey there, Paris.
I wonder if Talbot's got any leather dusters in stock.
I'm doing great here. Thanks again.
Happy to help. Ah, and Quarex. Now this I have been looking forward to.
Oh, wow! Are you Rangers? I haven't seen any of you guys since I left, in a while. Yeah, I haven't seen any Rangers in a while.
Yeah, that's the ticket.
Are you here to fight the monsters under the bazaar? That would be awesome! I'm Quarex, by the way. This is my cool museum of, coolness. Would you like a tour?
Quarex. It is always nice to see a familiar face. And sure, of course we'd like to have a tour.
Really? Okay. This way. Okay, I'll start. Welcome to Quarex's Cabinet of Curiosities, a collection of the rarest of the... Well, it's toys and games mostly, and some mementos, but they're all really cool, I promise.
Cool.
That top hat belonged to Mr. Cynical from Angel Oracle out in L.A., a fellow game aficionado. He lived his life trying to help the little guy, defending them against bullies and end-level bosses. In the end, though, a boss got him, and well, he didn't make it. I keep his hat around to remind me to be honest and decent like he was.
Yeah, rest in peace, man.
This was the best video game ever! Wasteland 4! You can choose what color you want the screen to be, red or green. This is the most sought-after gaming accessory ever made, the legendary Mighty Mitt. I love the Mighty Mitt. It's so bad. This is a genuine megascope. The most advanced optical aiming device of its day. A priceless artifact. Shame somebody stuck it on that silly old ray gun, but I'm not gonna try to take it off. I might break it. This is a Tarjan the Tenebrous machine. It can tell your fortune, but you get a premium fortune if you have some special tokens. Wish I had some.
Ah, okay.
This throne was once the most coveted object in the Wasteland. The rule was whoever sat on it was the king. King of what exactly, I don't know. I also don't know who made that rule. This is a Slicer Dicer, the scariest robot ever. It slices, it dices, it even makes julienne fries. Whatever those are, if this thing was working, we'd all be dead by now.
Oh, that's nice.
These are the most classic of classic arcade games. Avenue Brawlers, Catboy, and Star Intruder.
Subtle.
This is a surfboard. I don't know what surf is, and what boards have to do with it, but this looks well-loved. It has property of MF on it. I hope that doesn't mean what I think it does. And that's it. Let me know if you have any questions.
Yeah, actually I do.
Hi, Rangers. Good to see you again.
Hey, Quarex. Let's talk.
Sure.
So, your name is Quarex. Didn't you live with the Topekans in Arizona?
You must be thinking about someone else. Quarex is a more common name than you might think, you know. Anyway, not me. Nope.
Oh, well, my mistake. You seem to be sweating an awful lot, Quarex.
Oh, well, haven't you heard? Scientists say sweating is a sign of truthfulness. Okay, fine. I'm Quarex from Rail Nomads. Happy now?
Yeah?
Kinda cool you guys have heard of me. Nobody knows about me.
So, why'd you come to Colorado?
Well, basically, everything went downhill after Ranger Team Echo found that 3DO for me. Some shady guys started coming around asking me to sell it to them, and when I said no, well, they didn't like that at all.
Huh, actually, was that even a 3DO back in Wasteland 2? I thought it was a Philips CDI.
I was going to call the Rangers since you'd all been so nice to me, but then Ranger Citadel blew up, so I left. Had to leave all my cool stuff behind, even the 3DO. But there's lots of cool stuff around here, too, and I've been finding it. And that's how I started my museum.
If you were on the run from shady characters, why didn't you change your name?
Oh, I did. I just always forgot to say it. I'm supposed to say my name's Dave, but yeah.
The name's Dave. Dave Quarex. Flawless disguise. So, Dave, what can you tell us about the bazaar?
It's great! There's so much cool stuff at all the merchant stalls. I add to my collection all the time. Some spooky stuff has been happening lately, though. Monsters are coming up from the tunnels at night to snatch people. It's like Chud in real life.
Wow, a Chud reference. I was not expecting that. Kudos. We will talk to you later.
Bye, Rangers. Thanks for visiting me.
Let's have a look around. This whole place is like a gallery of Easter eggs. Storage Unit 105 key. Quarex tape. True accounts of Quarex's grand journeys. Dream vacuum. This vacuum cleaner appears to have been retrofitted into a device that emits infrasonic messages. It has 3 settings: lucid, bathroom, and nightmare. Okay then.
Made it past Telluride today. Found a guy there who sold me some rat jerky. There's a caravan heading for Boulder, and I'm going to try to tag along. Colorado's cold and kind of scary, but there's treasure here, too. That guy with the rat jerky, he had like 6 or 7 3DO cartridges just lying around his shack. When I asked him how much for the set, he looked at me like I was crazy, practically gave them away. You know what? Leaving Arizona might be the best thing that ever happened to me.
Good for you, Quarex. Good for you. Before the war, people used to ride ocean waves, probably for transportation. What the heck is an ocean? Defend the Earth against aliens and space debris. The famous arcade game where you clean up the streets with your fists. Though a broom might work better. Eat your way through the maze, but don't get caught by the poltergeists. Oof. Sounds like quite the horror game. The robot slumps in place, eaten by rust, almost lifeless, save for the faint pinprick glow of its pupils. Hey, you functional? It clacks in reply, an uneven staccato noise, its head twitching like a clockwork bird that has forgotten the trick of realism. A hiss of black smoke unravels from the paneling of its throat. Interesting. It's actually kind of fascinating because that is clearly based on the original Slicer-Dicer appearance from the original Wasteland game. They got a pretty hefty makeover in Wasteland 2, which, of course, carried over into Wasteland 3. I wonder why they would do this one differently. Well, let's see if we can cobble this thing back together. Hey, look at that. That is quite a bonus. For a moment, the machine comes to a mockery of staggering life, hissing rusted pistons creaking within its carapace. Then it sags back on its pedestal, clearly beyond salvaging. However, it did shift slightly, allowing you a closer look at its parts. An inscription on the back of the robot reveals its serial number and place of origin. This Slicer-Dicer came all the way from Arizona. You also find some words scratched into the robot's chassis, possibly by one of its own blades. Cochise is dead. I am free. That's actually kind of sad. The limbs are a madness of gunshot wounds and blunt trauma, evidence perhaps of encounters with raiders, and whatever else haunts the wastelands. Huh, well that was fascinating. I'm not sure there's anything else we can learn from that, but hey, at least we got a high-end deployable out of it. That's actually a very pleasant surprise. This throne was once coveted by many, as whoever would sit upon it would be king of the wasteland. And no, you can't sit in it. That's fine. Thing's probably nuclear anyway. This display case contains an energy weapon that has been fitted with a highly sophisticated pre-war scope. It looks masterfully crafted and carefully maintained. A small plaque beside the case reads, "Zap, pow, accurate to a single pixel. You'll never miss when using the Megascope." The glass case does not appear to be locked. Oh, really now? Man, I gotta say, that is tempting. Though, to be honest, that thing's also probably a low to mid-tier weapon. They're not going to give us anything high-tier this early. Besides, I can't do that to our boy Corex. If Team Echo didn't canonically steal this thing from him, Team November's not going to do it either. We have to maintain that Ranger ideal. Inside his glass confinement, Tarzan bears his rictus grin to the world, an eye cracked, the other throbbing like a flesh wound. There is a conspicuous red button. Beside it are the words, "Press here to receive fortune." You know what? Let's try a normal fortune first. See what that gets us. Tarzan remains stoic as you hear a shrill grinding sound. A tiny scrap of paper, stamped with irregular writing, emerges from a slot. You will meet your true love hours before the moon descends on the wastelands, obliterating life as you know it. Oh, good. Something to look forward to. Alright, well, let's see if using one of the Tarzan tokens gets us a slightly rosier prediction. Tarzan doesn't move, but something about him feels more alive. You feel a tingle on the back of your neck as a note emerges from the slot below his torso, inscribed with calligraphic lettering. You are supreme. The chicks will cream. Grease lightning. Inappropriate, but I will make exceptions for Travolta. I think that also got us something? Plus 100% crit chance, but only for the next 5 attacks. Not too shabby. Let's see if we can stack some more on that. Oh. Haste makes Jack a dull boy, never to roll down the hill. Let's have a look at that. Precognition. Flashes of the future keep you prepared. Plus 10% evasion. Wow. I kind of wish we'd gotten that on Bonkers or Retcon, but yeah, okay. Do we have any more tokens? No, I guess not. Well, we will certainly keep an eye out. Thank you, Tarzan. I look forward to the moon thing. The Mighty Mitt used high-tech sensors to give ultra-dimensional control to those brave enough to enter the virtual world. Yeah, that sounds pretty accurate. The last known copy of Wasteland 4. The cover is signed with the initials B.F. Ah yes, the notorious Baron Frigo. He had good taste in games. The VR device is a bulky, cumbersome conglomeration of thick wires and dented shapes. The helmet doesn't fit quite right. It slopes and slouches across your face, putting the alignment of your nose at risk. Text starts scrolling across the darkness, banding your eyes. Interesting. Entrance. The display stutters and then moves, sluggishly at first. The camera pans across a large entrance carved into a mountainside. The tunnel is blanketed in complete darkness. After a few moments, the feed cuts. Checkpoint Alpha. The camera moves along a road towards a military checkpoint. Camouflaged figures stand with their backs to you. They turn to you, but their faces are cloaked in shadows. Their forms dissolve into polygons before the word rebooting flashes twice. Hiking trail. The camera sweeps around and behind the security checkpoint. There, it moves up along an innocuous trail, the path nearly hidden in snow. As you move across it, the trail starts to waver under your feet. A signpost floats up to the surface. It reads, "Error." Command. The camera blinks into a room filled with high-tech equipment. Every single screen reads, "A strange game," in blinking letters. Figures move in the shadows, turning towards you. One by one, the screens change to "Error, error, you are an unauthorized user." An alarm blares, and the feed cuts out. Huh. Oh, look at that. Error log. Dear user, please be informed this VR headset is designed to be used only in the Cheyenne Mountain Complex. Usage outside of Cheyenne Mountain Complex will activate security measures that may show up as content glitches. Aha. You know, that would probably come in handy if they had actually included the Cheyenne Mountain Complex in the launch build of the game. Though there is still a chance that we might see it as post-launch content. Apparently it was pretty far along. Anyway, moving on. You remove the helmet and blink against the glare of the world. That's probably fine. In memoriam, for the man who fought for the little guy. Respect. A lovingly rendered scene of the Scottish Highlands flickers in 16 pixelated colors on the screen of this computer. A polyphonic chorus of beeps forms into a Gaelic tune as you read the title of the game, The Bard's Tale 4, Barrows Deep. Yeah, I think we can take some time off from saving the world. You encounter fiendish cultists, solve devious puzzles, and compose magical songs. But one challenge defeats you. The game ends with an epithet. You've been killed by 99 berserkers. Yeah, that'll do it. Back to reality. Well, Corex, my friend, we have touched all your things. You have anything to say about this?
Hi, Rangers. Good to see you again. Sure.
Huh, I guess not. Alright, buddy. See you around.
Bye, Rangers. Thanks for visiting me.
Now, somebody just gained a level. Ah, it was Lucia. Okay, we will, go ahead and bump her charisma to 9. With the hat that actually maxes her out. And you know what? Since we are doing some shopping anyway, let's go ahead and max out her barter too. Yeah, that actually puts us right on the cusp of maxing that out as well. We just need to track down that barter skill book. She's just about ready to start branching into other things.
We've been here for hours. I'm tired of shopping. Let's go to the arcade.
What are you, 12? Arcades are for children.
Harsh.
Well, when you're a man as sexy as I am,
Ooh,
you always
you
hear
the
stories about the
Head
killer
to Dr.
clown.
Coldcuts to get
They
patched up
say
before you
he
leave.
eats kids.
The Warrens were excavated from decades of snow. Shame it's lost to us now.
Now who are these beauties in my theater? Come to Eidolon.
Yeah, okay. This woman's shocking purple hair and ridiculously voluptuous form make her stand out from the average Wastelander. She looks like she dropped in from a different time and place.
Ah, you must be our knights in shining armor, come to save the bazaar. My word, did you see that horrible explosion? But Eidolon's Chick Flicks Theater feels safer with you sweethearts in it.
Let me get some party hats at the ready here, just in case. You, show movies here?
Movies? Oh no, sweetheart. We deal in real flesh and blood shows. Ah, sugar plums. Of all the gin joints in all the towns in all the world, I'm so happy you walked into mine. You look like strapping, helpful hunks. Wouldn't you love to help out our little Eidolon?
Not particularly, but, what can we do to help?
Oh, my heroes. So here's the rub. The Chicks Flicks Theater shows only the finest, most exclusive performances. But we are running low on material. I'd ask if you were volunteering to be my next star, but we all know I couldn't afford your gorgeous asses. I suppose the next best thing would be getting me some fresh material.
Yeah, there's pay involved, right?
In any currency you want, baby. Monetary and otherwise. Trust me.
Money, please. So, where would we get you fresh material?
I know where to find some old movie reels. We've got good tech in here. So between some creative editing and a little bit of improvisation, I can produce our next masterpiece.
You son of a bitch. We're in. So, where do we find these old movie reels?
So it's easy as a slice of apple pie. The Monster Army used to live in a pre-war luxury bunker. Apparently their monster outfits were inspired by the movies they watched in there. The bunker has been abandoned for years and years, so it should be simple. And hey, I know any resistance you meet won't be a problem for such beautiful and powerful people. Good luck out there, sweeties.
I'm sorry, I'm having a really hard time focusing on anything you're saying. But can we ask you some questions?
Anytime, gorgeous.
What can you tell us about the bazaar?
The bazaar? Well, you can get some good eats here, if you like pork. Flap's a bit of a softy, but he knows the value of money. That'll keep the gears greased, not to mention my performers.
Yeah, could you take it down like 7 notches? Can we talk about your performers?
They're fantastic. Gorgeous people. Talented, double-jointed, incredibly flexible. Incredibly. Trust me, I sampled each of them myself.
So, what exactly is this operation that you run?
This is Chicks Flicks, where nothing is sacred and everything's for adaptation. We take the fantasies of pre-war films by adding some missing venereal elements. The little extra sexy sauce leaves our customers extra satisfied.
Okay, well, now you're just trying too hard. let's talk about something else.
Yes, please. Let's keep talking, gorgeous.
You know what? Never mind. We're gonna go.
Come back again soon. Those asses are too beautiful to stay
And once
gone.
was a man from Pawtucket, and for $1.50 you can fuck it.
Sanctified
What's
with
going
blood,
on here?
blood
You're all under
sanctified
arrest.
by God.
Don't make me
can't
pull
decide.
out my bullet. There's a new sheriff of Sexyville in town.
That's Gilbert Godfrey, Don Knotts. Pretty sure we heard Pee Wee Herman. The woman has scars all over her body, marks that speak of acid burns and shrapnel damage. Her eyes are scarred and blind, yet she turns to you as you approach.
Heartbeats that I don't recognize. Come closer, strangers. The sanctified Piscatelli crafts weapons of all sorts for those in need, and she can read that you are very much in need.
Those scars, are they from your work with weapons?
Have you ever loved something so deeply that it gouges loose all the fears you might have possessed? If so, you would know what these scars are. Benediction. Sanctification.
Cool. So, show us what you got.
Certainly.
Okay, now this we can definitely work with. Especially those range boosting mods. Tactical nuke. Only way to be sure. The Emancipator. Some madman adapted a shotgun into a pistol format. It delivers the stopping power, but hang on tight. That's pretty cool. That's one of the 2 social goal weapons from the original Fig campaign. I assume that's a shotgun spread, 25% chance to inflict slow. Damage is a bit low, but we might pick that up. Modder's Kit. A kit full of maintenance and repair tools for weapons and armor. Ooh, +1 to weapon and armor modding. Well, we're definitely grabbing that. Incendiary Linkage. Converts damage to fire. Paints normal ammo with a napalm-like fluid as it moves through the weapon. Yeah, we will take that too. Though, I think we'll be sitting on that one for a while. Let's see if anything else jumps out at us. Perkel 85. Yeah, that's a pretty significant step up. Ooh, Auto-Volver. That is a huge step up. Yeah, we'll grab that. Oh, Red Dragon. That's even better than the Perkel. Doll can't actually use it yet, but... but Jody can. So yeah, we'll definitely take that. Scourer. Oh yeah, that is a 50% boost for Retcon. But we are burning through an awful lot of cash here. Okay, let's grab the decoys. We'll take the machine turrets. And we'll grab all those saw pups. In fact, I might just come back here between episodes and take care of the rest of this. I think we've burned enough time on it already. Huh. Thought we already grabbed that. But what the heck. Let's grab that scourer too. Let's make sure I didn't waste money on that auto-volver. Right, Lucia is just 1 point shy. In fact, I think Longway's actually just 1 point shy too, so it's really going to come down to which one of them can afford it first. Oh, right, and let's get the modding kit equipped too.
Hello again, strangers.
Hey, weirdo. Interesting work you're doing here. Could we help with any projects that have you stumped?
Help? I suppose there is an order I need assistance with. Yeah, I can use your help. There is a weapon on the bench just waiting to provide its blessing to the needy.
Is it safe?
Safe. You will never feel the blessing of being truly one with your craft if you are concerned with such things. Safe. Ha!
Okay. We'll be happy to help. The Sanctified Piscatelli leads you to a workbench with an unusual-looking pistol on it. You work on it for several hours. Piscatelli's tools are unusual, emanating a scorching heat that leaves your arms marked by burns. Piscatelli nods approvingly at this development.
The pain does not last. And the scars? Those are blessings. They are a record of your dedication, proof you are strong enough to rise above the fears of the flesh, a reward that fits your efforts. Keep the weapon, with my blessings.
Cool. A box with nails in it. He cannot get away from those things. You know, I get the impression that was supposed to be the Emancipator, but, we'll take what we can get.
Be careful. It's an unkind world.
All right, let's get the monocle back on. And I guess we should go ahead and swap out our gear while we're here. New flamethrower for Retcon. New rifle for Doll. Got a bunch of new deployables for Longway, plus a potential handgun upgrade. Oh, and we need to get that toolkit re-equipped. Nothing for Bonkers. Sorry, buddy. He'll just have to make do with the gold-plated Tommy gun. And a huge upgrade for Jody. That's almost a 50% boost. It also kind of trivializes the Negotiator. We might just have to retire that thing. Free up the slot for something else. I'll give it some thought. Alright, we are actually past time, but we've still got all these people in the fountain, so let's have a chat with a couple of them, and then we'll hit the pause button.
Ooh,
Hot noodles!
Wonder if I can get a
Guns
silencer for
sanctified
my
with
shotgun.
blood, blood sanctified by guns.
Noodles ad. Oodles of noodles, only at Masato's. Notice of fraud. The image on this poster is worn away. The text below reads, "Do not serve this man. He is suspected of skipping out on bar tabs all over town. He may go by the aliases Scotchmo or King of the Jungle. If you have any information concerning this man, please contact your local authorities."
What's the perfect food? Noodles. How many do we have? Oodles. Who should have some now? Oodles. Masato makes the best noodles.
Hi, folks. This is Masato at the bazaar, and I have discovered the perfect food. Instant noodles. But pre-war packets are hard to come by, so I have reversed engineered their deliciousness and have them for sale at my stall for all to enjoy. Yes, at Masato's noodle stand, we have oodles of noodles for yoodles.
What's the perfect food? Noodles. How many do we have? Oodles. Who should have some now? Oodles. And now we have to go toodles.
I approve. The man before you is moving so fast, he's nearly a blur as he dashes from pot to pot on his stoves, stirring one, tasting another. As you approach, he stops his cooking to turn his undivided attention to you.
My friends, you saw that explosion too? Horrible! Such a waste of good pork. And human life, of course. But don't worry, Masato is here to offer aid and succor. Have you seen anything this delicious?
He holds a steaming hot bowl in front of you, filled to the brim with some kind of noodles. That looks amazing. May we?
Yes, yes! Be my guest! After enjoying this bowl, know that my store is open to you. I have a variety of goods that you may find useful.
He hands you the bowl, which turns out to be a mix of noodles and pork, which is filling and quite delicious. He watches you eat with a hopeful grin.
A man who never eats pork is never a whole man. But I have to tell you, my friends, these noodles are a pale imitation of the real thing, the great pre-war delicacy, the rarest of rare magics, instant ramen noodles. I hope one day I will perfect my recipe to recreate them. But enough about me. How can I be of service?
So, you're looking for instant ramen noodles?
Ah, you picked up on my subtle hints. Years ago, a friend in Colorado Springs gave me a package of instant ramen noodles that he had found in the Warrens underneath the bazaar. The experience changed my life forever, and I moved here in hopes of finding more.
The cook starts to fidget, despair painting his face, as he loses his usual buoyant composure.
The Warrens aren't safe. I can't venture down there. But you must understand, it is as if my body is made of ramen. If you go down in the Warrens, please keep your eyes open for this rare delicacy.
We will certainly do that. Hey, we're looking for a Caravan Master.
Paradolia Jones is the only Caravan Master here, but as luck would have it, he's also one of our best. He's right over there.
Masato indicates a man in a cowboy outfit, standing near the fountain edge. Anything else you can tell us about the bazaar's residents?
Eidolon is relatively new to this place. She showed up not long after I did. Her business model is interesting. Not sure how she actually makes money, though.
Yeah, I don't think money is what's keeping her here. Anything else?
Paradolia Jones is probably the best, most reliable caravaneer you'll ever meet. But here's a weird tidbit about him. He saw a picture of a duck in an old pre-war book when he was young, and he's been deadly afraid of them ever since. Isn't that strange?
Yes. I will go with, that is strange. You know, Ranger HQ could use a chef like you.
Oh, how interesting. You mean a permanent position? A full kitchen of my own? My friends, that is quite the offer you're making me. You have my interest for sure, but as I explained to you, I'm here for a reason. Bring me the ramen noodles and I'll gladly join you at your HQ.
Cool, another potential recruit. Can we see your wares?
Naturally. My store is always open to you, my friends.
Pretty straightforward. An assortment of low and mid-tier consumables, plus some high-end chems, liquid time, and combat drugs. Tempting, but we're already a bit light on cash, so let's hold off on that.
Hola, amigos. ¿Cómo estás?
Fill her up, barkeep. I'll tell you. Fill her up, barkeep. I'll tell you when to quit.
As you approach, this man's eyes flit over every member of your team, as if assessing whether or not you are a direct threat. He relaxes after a moment and touches the brim of his hat with a slight nod.
Howdy, ma'am.
He nods to Lucia.
Howdy.
Always good to see a Wesson.
He turns to you, nodding again. Hey there. Anything you can tell us about Colorado?
Thanks to the Patriarch, this stretch of land from Denver in the north to Steeltown in the south is pretty safe to travel. You'll find richer opportunities the further you venture out, but it'll also come with more risks. I could tell you more, but truth be told, the only way to know the land is to travel it. You look well equipped and competent. Just head out and see what you can learn.
Fair enough. Do you have anything for sale?
Just my services as a Caravan Master. I organize caravans to get people, goods, and livestock from one place to another, but I don't sell goods myself. These lands near Colorado Springs are pretty safe, but still lots of people need help getting around, especially if you want to range further than that.
Okay, look, we could use your help. There's a group of refugees outside who need transport to Colorado Springs.
I see. Not my usual line of business, but I don't see why not. My normal rates would apply for a one-way transport.
You and I both know it wouldn't cost you anything to just have them ride along. Think of it as good PR for your caravan.
I suppose you have a point there. Paradolia Jones, friend to the people. All right, I'll make sure they're part of my next caravan run to Colorado Springs. I'll send people to check up on them now.
Well, thank you very much, Paradolia Jones. It's been a pleasure.
So long.
All right, folks. We are well past time at this point. Coming up on the hour mark, in fact. So I really do need to wrap this up. Let's hit the pause button for now, and we'll pick up here next time as we have a chat with these last three guys. I'm especially curious about the obvious synth standing right in front of us. That said, I do feel like we made some pretty solid progress. I know it wasn't the most exciting episode, but we met a lot of oddball characters, we learned more interesting lore about the Wasteland setting, we picked up, I think, 3 side quests, and we got some pretty solid upgrades. So, all in all, I'd call that a pretty productive episode. Y'all know the drill? Hit the pause button, pick up here next time. See you then. Oh, and remember, although I do love playing Wasteland 3, you can find out more about the game by visiting the official website, the official YouTube and Twitch channels, the official social media feeds, or the official store pages. As always, links are in the description.